Good evening. This meeting is called to order. At this time, Commissioner Drake, would you lead us in prayer?
Thank you. Would you kindly remove your hats and bow your heads in prayer with me? O God of divine providence, who guided the authors of liberty in 1776, focus our efforts to protect our American inalienable rights. Center our decisions on the sure foundation of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as we limit ourselves, remembering we derive our just powers from the consent of the governed. Keep us within the due bounds of law and the moral rectitude of our intentions. May peace, prosperity prevail in Livingston County and all of the United States. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Helserman,
Here.
Commissioner Domas,
Here.
Commissioner Sample,
Here.
Commissioner Nakagiri,
Here.
Commissioner Drick,
Here.
Commissioner Deaton,
Here.
Commissioner Panovich,
Here.
Commissioner Fiani,
Here.
Commissioner Gross.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
So moved, Rick.
Support Deaton.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The agenda is approved 9-0. We now have the employee recognitions for the evening. At this time, I invite Director Kellogg and Scott forward from Let's. Oh, thank Adam as well. Thank you for joining us this evening. Congratulations, sir. You're welcome to stand right here as I have the honor of presenting this. This evening, we have the employee recognition. Scott has been a Let's driver for just under 4 years now. Scott was nominated by a member of the public who rides Scott's bus, who experienced his outstanding service for herself and believed he deserves some recognition for his actions. She mentioned Scott is always friendly, helpful, and needless to say, an excellent driver. He truly loves what he does and shows. We all have wonderful conversations and you don't even realize that you're on a bus because the time goes by so fast. Everyone is included in conversations and there is always much laughter. He's an excellent employee. One night this week, Scott received a call asking if he could help out a lady with 5 children who was stranded in Brighton after a medical appointment and didn't have a way back to the shelter where she lived in Flint. The roads were bad due to snow and ice, but Scott stayed after his scheduled hours to make sure this family got home safely. He told me the story, and I thought to myself, what a nice human. Many people today do not go the extra mile to help anyone, but do not go the extra mile to help anyone. It would be great if he is awarded the employee recognition. The Employee Recognition Committee agreed by unanimous vote. Our drivers are not only responsible for getting people to where they are supposed to be safely, but they are ambassadors of the county, and Scott has the total package. He's a skillful driver, friendly, helpful, inclusive, and willing to go the extra mile to do the right thing to help a family in need. Those are things that can't be trained for or put in a job description. That is exactly what the Employee Recognition Program is all about. When our employees demonstrate this extraordinary level of service, it is something to take notice of, appreciate, and celebrate. Congratulations. Absolutely, yes. Thank you.
It's an honor to receive this recognition, but I believe should go to all of Let's. The whole organization from the top to bottom is outstanding. They help people every day. I just got picked for this because someone wrote my name down, but thank you.
I just want to share one other story. Scott he is the exemplifies a Let's driver, in my opinion. Scott was not only what this young lady mentioned to you guys, he actually went on another scene. there was an unfortunate medical situation where a lady perished on the road. She had a 21-year-old son who was in a wheelchair, and Scott was called upon again to go on scene. But what's really important about that is when he got there, the officer had him pull his bus where the nose of the bus was facing this young lady on the ground, a mother covered in a sheet. And Scott saw that, and he had the wherewithal to say, I'm going to stand in front of this young man because he was in a wheelchair, and the spot is literally would have been facing his own mother. And so Scott stood there for a couple hours, standing there in front, making sure that this was not going to be the last vision of his mother that he saw. And I just want to make sure that is also told today. So thank you for what you do.
Just mentioned this guy is very modest, but time after time after time, he steps forward. So it's well deserved.
Thank
If you don't mind.
Sure.
You want to step back there and then, next photo.
Commissioner Helserman, can you scooch in a little bit? Thank you. Thank you very much.
The next employee recognition we have this evening is Charlie Conway from the animal shelter. Come on up. Is Christy here?
Christy's.
Okay. So you're welcome to, oh, there you are. So you're welcome to come up here if you like. And then you're welcome to come up here as well. Congratulations.
She needs a home.
Well, you got to bring her up so everybody on Zoom can see her. Bring her on up. So first one to raise their hand on Zoom is allowed to adopt her. Well, this evening we have Charlie Conway from the animal shelter receiving the employee recognition as well. Charlie has been employed with the Livingston County Animal Shelter for just over 2 years. At the shelter, she is responsible for the foster program, locating and coordinating foster families, and hopefully even finding forever homes. It is hard but rewarding work. Charlie's nomination came from a fellow employee who witnessed her phenomenal work and thought it was worthy of recognition. The submission included the following. 7 days prior to renovations beginning at the shelter, Charlie personally ensured that over 40 animals were placed into foster homes for the duration of the construction. This required countless hours of work outside normal business hours, all to make sure each animal continued to receive the love and care they deserve. Charlie's ability to coordinate, secure foster homes truly unmatched, unlike anything ever witnessed. The foster phone is answered every time, without hesitation and with complete dedication. Charlie goes above and beyond in every aspect of this role, and because of that unwavering commitment, she is more than deserving of this award. The Employee Recognition Committee thought this was truly going above and beyond on what is definitely a large and difficult task in a short amount of time. Charlie's work here speaks not only of the impeccable organizational skills, awesome professionalism, and relationships with foster families, but to extreme dedication to the animals entrusted to her care. Her commitment to giving her best shines through in every aspect of her work, and this extraordinary level of service deserves our appreciation and recognition today and every day. Congratulations.
it wasn't just 40 animals, it was 40 dogs. That is a feat in its own, to find people in the community that'll take on an extra dog in their home. And it was a longer process than we thought to get our floors done in the dog room and throughout the building. We were told 2 weeks, it ended up being almost 5. So we have 18 kennels, as you all know, if you've been in our building. To have 40 dogs and 18 kennels, that's a lot. So we double bunk. Lulu's coming home with me because we're out of kennels right now. Wait, how many dogs do we have in foster right now? I don't.
We've got over 30 kids that foster.
We're out of space, so folks. So anybody want to foster? Get a hold of Charlie. We're out of space. We need a bigger building. You guys hear it from me? Morning, noon, and night. Basically, it's how we run. It's the community. You guys keep us going. So Charlie carries a foster phone 24/7. That is a feat. It is Memorial Weekend. She had that phone on her. Everybody that had a foster animal, whether they had a question, something came up, anybody had any issues, Charlie. That's kind of what she does. Holidays, weekends, it never ends. It is a job. It's a third job. Everything we do at the shelter, you have a title, but there's a ... It never, ever ends for us. We love what we do, but it's 365, 24/7. So Charlie is an example of who we have, what we do. We couldn't be prouder to have her as a team member.
Would you like to get a photo with the pictures? Sure.
Okay, whichever commissioner doesn't smile gets a dog. Thank you all very much.
You don't have one room for one more there?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much.
Is there a motion to receive and place on file correspondence 7A this evening?
So move, Councilman.
Support.
Moved by Commissioner Helserman, supported by Commissioner Domas. Any discussion? Commissioner Nakagiri.
Yeah, I read some correspondence from our own drain commissioner just a little bit ago. I did a little surfing around. I don't think there's any worry that the bill will go anywhere. I know our drain commissioner was opposed to it. I noticed the bill was assigned to the Government Operations Committee up in Lansing. That is a committee that bills get assigned to when the speaker doesn't want the bill to go anywhere.
Thank you. Thank you for the added info and insight. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The next item we have is the call for public. Anyone who wishes to address the board will have 3 minutes to do so. Please just state your name and municipality.
Stephanie Booth, City of Howell, followed by Steve Williams.
Good evening. In your March meeting, a prayer is already a step beyond for me at a public meeting. However, a commissioner chose to dedicate the prayer to our president, who happens to be a pedophile, a war criminal, an inside trader. He's getting ready to award our tax money to insurrectionists who attack police at our Capitol. So I think you really ought to think twice before dedicating a prayer to a renowned narcissist, sociopath, what have you. At the Tyrone Township meeting, our sheriff was present when a call to the public member knocked a a name placard right into someone's desk. He did nothing about that assault. He sat there as a candidate, not as a sheriff. Is it normal to circulate judgeship petitions at Board of Commissioner meetings as well as I saw at the Tyrone Township meeting? I also continue to implore you to provide the public with the recordings you make of the FAM commissioner meetings, because we can see the machinations and sometimes flawed logic, if I'm putting it kindly, that go into those meetings.
Thank you.
Steve Williams, Marion Township, followed by Andy Pavlika.
So good evening. I gave you a copy of the court order and a copy of the subsequent final order regarding that guardian ad litem that you've heard me talk about more than you would like. I would challenge any of you to tell me that you would actually sign that. That thing is so one-sided and so biased against the parents, both parents. All it does is hand over money to a guardian ad litem to do the job that the judge should do. So, nobody's going to voluntarily sign that, although the El Gal kept telling the judge, oh, they signed this, they signed this. No, the judge put forward an order and then must have rethought it and did a final order where the people had to sign instead of just the original order. But you've got both copies of those. Remember, this is a gal that in 7 months met with the child one time, and then she quit after being told about the abuse that the child was suffering, about the guns in the house, unsecured, the guns in the truck, and I'm a gun guy, but I don't leave them around kids, about being locked in the car at construction sites, et cetera, et cetera. But she made sure she got her full $15,000. Talked to the child twice for $15,000. No benefit to the child. She made recommendations like saying, oh, instead of custody exchanging at 2 p.m. at the Novi Police Department on a Sunday, why don't we do it at 5 p.m. on Friday? And instead of doing it right in front of the table for the officers so that they have eyes on, let's move it over to the internet exchange area where there might be cameras, but there's no live views. And this is somebody who is being restricted to exchanges at police departments because of his violent past. All this gal did was make stuff up to try and justify her own overbilling. And at the same time, she ignored the absences, which were brought before the judge as well. So now we are at the end of the school year. Gavin's missed 16 and a half days of school because of his birth father. He was just gone last Thursday and last Friday. It was already a long weekend. He's in 2nd grade. 3rd grade is critical. We all know that. That's when the children have to be able to read. There's only so much we can do to make up for this at home. And the judge and the Gal didn't do anything. And oh, by the way, the counselor, remember we had one counselor who had a couple of appointments, which we paid for, my wife and I. And then she said, oh, I'm too busy. Then there was another counselor and he had a couple appointments, and at the back of your package is his so-called resignation email. He doesn't say why. He doesn't give any excuse. But the thing is, we know from talking to the boy who's 8 years old, who can verbalize very well, that he talked about the abuse to the counselor. The counselor said, oh, I'm going to tell Attorney Schwartz about this. And Gavin said, Attorney Schwartz, you mean Melody Schwartz? Yes, I told her myself. And she did nothing. All right, 15 seconds. So you're going to pay for another full-time security officer, which I think is, that's fine. I'm not going to try and argue about that. But how about thinking about taking care of, you're doing that because of the violent adults in the courts. The only people who aren't protected by that are the children who can't come into the courthouse. How about you put some money toward protecting the children who don't even get to talk to a judge in this county? In other counties, the judges will talk to the child. In this county, they have no voice, and apparently they have no budget. Thank you.
Andy Pavlika from Howell, followed by Hannah Suds.
Good afternoon, board and listeners. I'd like to start off with saying that technology has advanced faster than constitutional safeguards. That being said, I'm sure I'm not the only one here tonight that's going to be speaking on the flock camera system and the concerns around flock systems entirely. Let's start off with saying I'm retired military, 2 combat deployments, turned cybersecurity engineer and ethical hacker. What does that mean? I have enough tools on my phone right now to take over everybody's phone. Here, I have enough tools to read your emails. I have enough tools to read everybody here, their personal emails. That being said, I believe flock is an incredibly large risk to the local populace, as society as a whole. I requested documents through Freedom of Information Act, and it shows that this system allows searches without probable cause, shares data on a massive interstate network. I think I counted 1,098 total systems that it's shared with. The retention policy is mixed on the FOIA documents. Some documents say 30 days, but the end retention day is 730 days. Across the country, there's already been concerns and reprimands regarding abuse, hackers breaking into the system, stealing information, monitoring, stalking, as well as abuse from law enforcement and local municipalities, as far as unreasonable search and seizure from data gathered from flock camera systems. Going back to the FOIA, the sheriff's own policy states, again, that probable cause is not required before accessing the system. That means whoever has the login credentials can view whatever they want, when they want. Livingston County system connects a large interstate. Yeah, we already talked about that. These cameras are placed on major travel corridors like 96 and 23, allowing a broad collection of movement data. Moving along, large centralized surveillance systems also create cybersecurity risks. If breach or misuse, years of residents' location history could be exposed. As far as stalking cases go, piece of papers don't do much. We all know that. Police are usually involved after the act has already occurred. What does flock do? It records something that's currently happening, right? Okay. Moving along. That is a reactive measure, was my point. The public deserves independent audits, transparency reports, and meaningful civilian oversight. I respectfully asked the board to pause or stop or remove entirely the flock or similar systems. Along with that, one last quote. The Fourth Amendment exists to protect Americans from unreasonable searches and mass government surveillance. While one camera, one road may not seem intrusive, a countrywide network that stores years of movement data and allows suspicionless searches to begin to create a detailed historical record of innocent people's lives, associations, habits, and travel patterns. Thank you.
Hannah Suds from Hamburg Township, followed by Nate M.
Hello again, commissioners. Someone spent $10,000 on Longsworth transcripts, so I thought we'd enjoy them together. I have a couple copies for you at the end of this meeting. This is a bit of a repeat episode for me, but this time I have some quotes for us to enjoy. And the topic is child abuse. June 9th, 2025, Longsworth asked me about the purpose of my kid's forensic interview. When I started answering, she said, "I don't want you to talk. Tell me what may or may not have happened." Seems like she didn't want to know, but maybe that's just me. A few days later, June 16th, the defendant's lawyer indicated that he would just say he didn't know what the interviews were about. But Longsworth said he has to invoke his Fifth Amendment on each question. Now, to me, that sounds like she's giving legal advice, but I'll let that go for now because today I'm focusing on abuse. A few weeks later, on July 18th, the defendant's lawyer said that the prior evening, one of my kids screamed for help, saying, "They're going to kill me, I'm dead." Longsworth heard that that child had bruises on their arms, on their body, and that there were pictures available. And she said, "But there has been any testimony or evidence that causes me to believe that Mr. Suds would be a danger to his children." I think the great judge tripped over her own tongue here. She essentially concluded that a criminal investigation, visible bruises, and a child screaming for their life did not indicate danger. And for reasons unknown to man, she decided that I was the problem and said, "You are not to communicate in any way, shape, or form with the children until therapeutically allowed to do so." My entire family, all my friends, and I were banned from contacting my kids, but their gal wasn't. So she filed an emergency motion and said my child had significant injuries at the hand of their father. She was highly concerned and believed that there were legitimate issues. But Judge Longsworth had already said there was nothing to be concerned about, so I don't know why people kept bringing it up, almost as if my kids were really at great risk. The next day, July 19th, CPS took custody of my kids. Why would they do that? Didn't Longsworth tell them there was no danger? Didn't she educate them, share her wisdom, that a bruised up child screaming in fear for their life is totally fine? She must not have, because a neglect abuse case was opened and the defendant recently pled no contest. So maybe there was evidence of danger after all, just like everyone had been saying. Why would she not only ignore but actively squash any effort to protect my kids from abuse? What is happening to the kids that don't have my resources, that don't have an ALGAL and don't have family support, without the ability to pay an ungodly amount of money for transcripts, and without the nerve to stand here today and tell you about it? So these are just some questions to ponder until the next time, because I'll be back with a different topic and more fun quotes and a copy of my JTC complaint. Thank you.
Nate M., Marion Township, followed by Yvonne Black.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Nate. I want to start off by saying I grew up in Livingston County, went to Brighton High School, been here a very long time. Moved out of state for a little while, came back and noticed a lot of changes. Some of these changes, I just happened to be driving down the street one day at D19 and 96 there, and just happened to see this little black camera on a sign and decided to do some research on it. So I started digging about what they were, what they were used for, the problems they have, things like that. I've been in construction for about 25 years, a lot of heavy construction. I've done a lot of projects at my house by myself. And we all know that when you do any kind of projects, you need permits. After I saw the camera, I kind of went around and did a FOIA request with the Sheriff's Department. Got like what I would say would be like a 3-page informational packet. I asked them for all of the information on these cameras, and that's what I got. So that being said, I went to the building department to pull a FOIA to get the records on this project. They said that they don't manage these projects. There's no oversight for these projects. There's no permits pulled for these projects. I'm just curious who we're supposed to talk to about getting information of this project. Usually when projects like this are started, it goes through an engineering firm, a survey gets done, there's drawings made by engineers for that survey. Also, engineering drawings come from the manufacturer of whatever components are being installed. Those drawings and paperwork are then submitted to the building department. The building department then makes a judgment on either approval or denying of the project. And then they hold the records for this project. They don't have any records of any of this stuff. So I don't know who the contractor was, when it was installed, how much we paid the contractor. The only FOIA stuff I could find from the Sheriff's Department was a quote and a contract. That was it. So I'm not sure who's in charge of this or whose oversight is kind of what office is in charge of this, but I'd love to know if any of you guys know. I would love to know. That's it. Thank you.
Yvonne Black, Marion Township. That's the last card.
Thank you.
Wanted to fill out one, where are the cards?
Right in the doorway.
Good evening, Commissioners. I respectfully ask this board to deny or postpone Resolution 2026-05057 until the public and this board receive greater transparency, supporting documentation, and legal clarification. Everyone deserves to feel safe in our courts, including me. But this resolution asks the board to expand a court security system without providing sufficient information for informed public oversight. While not included, this 2026 resolution references Resolution 2017-05088. Some commissioners were not serving in 2017 and may have no independent knowledge of what title and authority was originally approved. This resolution, as approved, was actually titled the Court Services Bailiff Unit, not Court Services Security Unit. I reviewed that resolution online. It proposed assigning full-time court security officers to perform court security, bailiff, and related duties. Yet it did not clearly define the scope or limits of those duties or identify the statutory authority under which those powers are exercised. The memorandum also claims there was a 143% increase in security incidents in 2025, yet no incident reports, statistics, or independent analysis were provided to support this claim. Michigan does not have a statutory framework clearly defining independent court security enforcement authority over members of the public. In People versus Justina, 1996, the court distinguished a court officer acting pursuant to a judge's order from a police officer exercising independent discretionary authority. This distinction matters when expanding policy-based court security functions without clearly defined standards governing authority, discretion, accountability, training, and constitutional limitations. These concerns are not hypothetical. The Livingston County Comprehensive Security Policy is currently the subject of ongoing federal constitutional litigation involving vagueness, overbreadth, and due process concerns. When authority is defined primarily through internal policies and practices rather than clearly established standards, the county increases its exposure to civil rights litigation and potential taxpayer-funded liability. Before approving this resolution, this board should require public disclosure of the alleged incident data, public disclosure of Resolution 2017-05088, clarification of the legal authority being exercised, and independent review of existing court security policies. Government transparency and constitutional accountability are not anti-security. They are essential to public trust. For these reasons, I respectfully ask the board to deny or postpone this resolution pending informed public oversight. Thank you.
Taya Lyons from Oakland County.
Hi, I am here because my mom actually lives in the city right outside of Pinckney. And so I'm here very often with my granddaughter. And I wanted to support the residents that are here today in opposition to flock safety. As Americans, I think many of us have been really privileged to not need to pay attention to local governments. But recently with the adoption of AI, that has changed. So I'm here in strong opposition to what can only be described as an AI-powered surveillance state. There are over 9,000 cameras nationwide. AI marks a technological turning point in human history, but right now the only way it is profitable is through mass surveillance and AI-powered military weaponry. At this moment in human history, we can't afford to be naive. If we normalize constant AI surveillance, there is no turning back from this. Do you truly believe that in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, that this technology will have only been used for good? Unfortunately, AI is only a couple years old and it has already been used to take innocent lives abroad. The private company behind the AI genocide is Palantir, the very same Palantir that is now used in partnership with Flock Safety, and it monitors everyone across our country. Even if you believe that everyone in our government and the billionaires behind these technologies are wholly good, incorruptible, and always will be, The fact remains that our government and private companies have failed to protect our most private and secure data time and time again. Flock is no different, and in fact, there are YouTube videos that can teach you how to hack this technology in a matter of minutes. Additionally, Flock contracts have no restrictions about how the data they collected can be used. Allow me to be perfectly clear. It is not a matter of if this technology could be weaponized against us. It already has been. There have been numerous cases where Flock has been misused for stalking and harassment, cases where local officials have put specific policies in place to prevent certain uses that have gone ignored. Recently, a couple weeks ago in Dayton, Ohio, they had a policy against Flock being accessed for ICE, and they found out months later that it was accessed 7,000 times. They're now removing their cameras. And there have been multiple cases where the AI has misread license plates. This leads to innocent people getting arrested, and one person was attacked by police dogs in one of these cases. Flock has been fast-tracked across the country and has been widely adopted without public awareness. But once people learn about it, 80% of people oppose it. We don't want to live in a surveillance state. And it is a violation of our Fourth Amendment because even in public spaces, prolonged surveillance is barred. So please consider putting a full review of the Flock contract on the agenda so that your residents can come out here and fully express their concerns to you. Thank you.
I have no further cards.
Thank you. Is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to address the board?
I do not see any, Commissioner.
Thank you. At this time, the first call of the public is closed. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes dated April 27th, 2026, meeting minutes dated May 11th, 2026, and closed session minutes dated May 11th, 2026?
So moved, Eaton.
Is there a second?
Support, Helserman.
Moved by Commissioner Deaton, supported by Commissioner Helserman. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, minutes are approved. There are no tabled items this evening. We move on to reports. Do any commissioners have a report this evening? Commissioner Gross.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was fortunate enough to attend the Livingston County Catholic Charities fundraiser last week, the Salute to the Stars program. It was a very nice event. There were some candidates for political positions there. Sheriff Murphy was there to lead the pledge. And it was a really good event. Found out some things about Catholic Charities that were somewhat surprising. And that what I learned last week was reinforced today during the monthly meeting of the county's Livingston County Council on Aging. Catholic Charities has a variety of programs to help senior citizens, and one is a program that this county helps to support. It's a program to help seniors in their home, keep them safe from different things that might require doing some work on a deck or steps or railings or so forth. It's called the Chore Program. It's an excellent program, and I'm very happy that we're able to help that. This is a program that's free to seniors, and that is most helpful for those that need help. The other thing is Catholic Charities is well known for their Be Our Guest program that's established to help seniors who are having some mental difficulties. It's a place where they can go get out of the home for a day or two, whatever, parts of a day. And they also have a program set up for caregivers. It's a respite program that enables caregivers to get counseling and help if they become overburdened as a result of taking care of a family member. So Catholic Charities does an excellent program, a series of programs to help our seniors in this community. And I was very happy to be there to celebrate their annual fundraiser. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional report? We will move on to the resolutions for the evening. Is there a motion to adopt resolution authorizing an intergovernmental agreement to provide building department services to the village of Weberville?
So move, Helserman. Second, Sample.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Resolution is approved 9-0. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing a change in 2026 budgeted drivers?
So moved Deaton.
Support Domas.
Any discussion? All those in, we'll do a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Deaton,
Yes.
Commissioner Panovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Fiani,
Yes.
Commissioner Gross,
Yes.
Commissioner Helserman.
Yes.
Commissioner Domas.
Yes.
Commissioner Sample.
Yes.
Commissioner Nakagiri.
Yes.
Commissioner Dreck.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the resolution authorizing the addition of one FTE court security officer position.
Support Gross. Support.
Or move
Gross.
Moved by Commissioner Gross, supported by Commissioner Domas. Any discussion? May we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Gross,
Yes.
Commissioner Helserman,
Yes.
Commissioner Domas,
Yes.
Commissioner Sample,
Yes.
Commissioner Nakagiri,
Yes.
Commissioner Dreck,
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton,
Yes.
Commissioner Panovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Fiani.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing community corrections plan and application for fiscal year 2027 be submitted to the Michigan Department of Corrections on June 1st, 2026?
So moved Deaton. Second Sample.
Moved by Commissioner Deaton and second by Commissioner Sample. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Resolution is approved 9-0. There a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing opioid settlement funding for the Livingston County Adult Drug Court.
So moved Deaton.
Support Domas.
Moved by Commissioner Deaton, supported by Commissioner Domas. Is there a motion to substitute the resolution placed before us this evening with the original?
So move, Nakagiri.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Nakagiri, supported by Commissioner Sample. Just a note, this is the amended resolution that we had discussed in the committee meeting. It's my understanding that everybody is in agreement and aligned with this resolution. Thank you. All those in favor of the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The amendment and substitution is approved 9-0. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the now amended resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes 9-0 as well. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to levy the 2026 allocation millage?
So move Helserman.
Support Nakagiri.
Moved by Commissioner Helserman, supported by Commissioner Nakagiri. Any discussion? May we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Helserman,
Yes.
Commissioner Domas,
Yes.
Commissioner Sample,
Yes.
Commissioner Nakagiri,
Yes.
Commissioner Dreck,
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton,
Yes.
Commissioner Panovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Fiani,
Yes.
Commissioner Gross.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the claims dated May 26, 2026, and payables dated April 27th through May 10th, 2026?
So move Gross.
Support Deaton.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? They're approved 9-0. At this time, we have the second call of the public this evening. Anyone who wishes to speak, please fill out a card and you may have 2 minutes to address the board.
Steve Williams, Marion Township, followed by Jason Chamberlain Jr.
So a couple of you know that I was on the board when we initiated the Veterans Court. I was in support of it. I'm still in support of it. Now, I would not have guessed to be coming in and asking for this after having gone through my own divorce in Livingston County in 2007 when I was still serving in uniform and did not experience anything like what I have now. But I'm going to ask you to consider somehow the allocation of cases involving veterans and which judges they go before. As you know, My first appearance in front of Judge Susan Longsworth was in February of 2025. There were 3 days of hearings for my wife's requested PPO petition against her ex for various reasons, which I have also documented for you. During that time, the judge asked me multiple times if I'd ever been court-martialed. Multiple times threatened to jail me when she didn't like my answers. I'm pretty sure judges aren't supposed to direct answers. This judge had no idea what my background was. She doesn't know if I had been a jailer. I actually commanded a company under the 300th Military Police Command, and they were the first unit to go to Guantanamo and set it up after 9/11. I did not go there. I went elsewhere. But the fact is, she doesn't know if I've been a prisoner, if that's going to set me off. She didn't care. She wanted to intimidate me. She is insecure and she's a narcissist. And she should not have control over veterans. And I do believe that you can at least voice your opinion about this. I'm going faster than I meant to. Good. This is excellent. She also did not allow me to testify as an expert witness. I have many years of experience as a counterterrorism analyst. When that first came up, she said, no. She didn't look at my experience. She said, no, you are not testifying as an expert witness. And I've had over 30 years of a top secret clearance with a special background investigation. I have a secret clearance now. She said I lied to the court. She imperiled my civilian income in favor of a guy with tax liens in 3 different counties, federal and state. And these younger veterans, I'm old, right? I can put up with this. These young guys going through there in a crisis of their life in their 20s or maybe 30s should not have to put up with abuse from somebody whose salary we pay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason Chamberlain Jr. from Deerfield Township.
Thank you. My name is Jason Robert Chamberlain Jr. I am from Deerfield Township, District 2, and I am a constituent of Commissioner Domas. Today, I come to ask that the County Board of Commissioners draft a resolution in favor of Jason Wolford's HB 4586. This bill would lower the minimum age for CPL licensing from 21 to 18. This is what is required for us to be in alignment with the command given in the Second Amendment. If we honestly examine the Second Amendment, we cannot ignore the right of all adults to be able to defend themselves from violence. When any section of the population is denied any portion of the Bill of Rights, we violate the principles in the Declaration of Independence. A nation is not free when we deny that all men are created equal. When the plain meaning of our founding documents is ignored, we cease to follow the Constitution and drift away from limited government. It is to support this idea of liberty and justice for all citizens that I ask the board to draft and adopt a resolution urging the state legislature and the governor to pass, sign, and adopt HB 4586 as a law. If the county adopts this resolution, it will continue to fulfill Goal 2, Subpoint 4 of its strategic plan for 2026-2030. The county will come to the foremost of those defending the Second Amendment rights by advocating for those who are currently exposed to all the risks of college, careers, and travel without the ability to effectively defend themselves. Due to time constraints, I cannot expound the arguments of this bill in full detail. However, I provided a written testimony examining this question. Thank you very much for your consideration of this important topic.
Have no further cards.
Thank you. Is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to address the board?
I do not see any, Commissioner.
Thank you. At this time, the second call of the public is closed. If the commissioners would refer back to resolution 2026-05-055 very quickly, there was an item that was inadvertently left out. So is there a motion to amend that approved resolution to add, be it further resolved, that the Livingston County Board of Commissioners chairperson is authorized to sign all forms, assurances, contracts, agreements, renewals, and future amendments pertaining to this resolution?
So move, Sample.
Moved by Commissioner Sample. Is there a second?
Second.
Do we need to formally reopen that, or? Because we're reconsidering, are we reconsidering?
No, we're just, we would be amending the approved resolution. So add it.
I just want to make sure that we're following Robert's Rules of Order, that we're.
We could do another vote on the amended resolution. That was.
So, I don't know. I just want to do it right, so.
Mr. Chair, legal
Oh, yeah.
counsel was raising his hand.
We have to,
Mr. Norford?
Hi, Chair. Yes, I would suggest doing, since we don't have it, we have an approved item. This would be in the class of an amendment of something previously adopted. I would suggest doing a motion to reconsider, just so we have it clear on the agenda that we put it up back on. And then you can move forward with the amendment previously adopted would be my recommendation procedurally.
Okay.
I would move to reconsider.
Commissioner Hausman moves to reconsider resolution 2026.
Second.
5055. The motion to reconsider is seconded by Commissioner Sample. Any discussion? All those,
See, now you have to make your amendment.
We have to.
first we have to approve the reconsideration.
Oh,
All those in favor of the reconsideration, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion to reconsider is approved 9-0. Is there a motion to? Let's see here. Let's do it this way. Is there a motion to approve the resolution authorizing an intergovernmental agreement to provide building department services to the village of Weberville with the addition of, be it further resolved that the Livingston County Board of Commissioners chairperson is authorized to sign all forms, assurances, contract agreements, renewals, and future amendments?
so moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hellerman, seconded by Commissioner Sample. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? It is approved 9-0. At this time, we have commissioner comments. Any commissioners wish to share any thoughts? Commissioner Helserman.
As I've said before, the call of the public is really one of my favorite times, and I want to commend people in the public for bringing up their concerns and comments. I think that to the degree that we can listen and take, just make sure that if they make a point that is legitimate, that we haven't actually taken care of, because I think some of the complaints have already been taken care of to the best way that they can. But I just thank the public for coming, for commenting. I just appreciate it.
Thank you. Any additional comments? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move, Helserman.
Support Deaton.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We are adjourned.